Hey everybody, Derek Gilman here, and today we're going to answer the question, what is cannabis connoisseurship? Well, specifically, it's no different than cigar connoisseurship. It's no different than wine connoisseurship or food connoisseurship. It's about your passion. It's about having an enthusiasm. It's about curiosity. Okay? These are some of the traits that all of these types of connoisseurships have in common. They develop their palate. That means slowing down, paying attention to the nuance, to the differences in each of the cannabis that you're consuming, from flower to flower, from strain to strain, picking up on those flavors, picking up on those aromas, learning how to identify the different terpene profiles, learning how to recognize the association of a given odor or aroma with what the flavor and or ultimate effect might be. Okay? The further you go down this rabbit hole, the more fun you're going to have and the more you're going to learn about this, the more experienced you're going to get, and the better you're going to get at being able to determine the various nuances that's going on in your experience. I'm a joint smoker. That's the way I prefer to enjoy my cannabis. There's a couple different ways you can go about rolling a joint. You could break up that flower with your fingers. You can use a grinder to grind up that cannabis. And each of those methods, it becomes individual to you as a person, to how you prefer to do that. What are you finding the most enjoyment out of? I can tell you, I've been grinding my cannabis to roll my joints for years. And just lately, I've decided, after having some conversations with some other connoisseurs, to begin trying out breaking it up with my fingers a bit more. It certainly took a lot longer to break up that flower with my fingers than it does with the grinder. However, what I noticed was the flavor actually improved on those joints. And after having some discussions with other connoisseurs, we decided that it was these flavor pockets that effectively get preserved a bit more when you're breaking it up with your fingers as opposed to the grind. Those little nugs, again, they just end up having these little flavor pockets because of the preserved trichomes in there. I know it sounds a bit nuanced, I know it sounds a bit of a fine point, but when we're talking about connoisseurship, that's what we're doing, is we're paying attention to those fine details and how they affect the ultimate end experience. Being mindful of your etiquette. A nice fine point of the etiquette that I like to do is ash before you pass. You ever get a joint passed to you from somebody and it's got this, big ash hanging on it, maybe the ashtray's across the room. It's a small detail, I know. With me and smoking a joint, how I inhale it, how I exhale, what I'm paying attention to as I'm inhaling and as I'm exhaling, that all ties into the connoisseurship. It's the tools you use as well. Everything from my rolling tray here, to my ashtray, to the cigar nipper scissors that I use, to my finger ring cigarette holders that I like to use when I'm smoking my joints. So again, connoisseurship, it's about being mindful. It's about slowing down, paying attention to the details and the nuance, the technique, the ritual, the tools that you use. It's a lot of fun. I suggest you try it out. I'm Derek Gilman. Until next time.